Most traders don't want to admit it, but trading is an addiction. Not in the dramatic, over-the-top sense people use casually. I mean a real addiction. The kind that rewires your brain. The kind that shapes your decisions. The kind that makes you do things you swore you'd never do. The kind you hide from everyone around you because they wouldn't understand even if you tried to explain it. It doesn't start that way. At first, trading feels exciting. Like a challenge. Like a game you want to master. Like something that could change your life if you get it right. You tell yourself you're doing it to learn. To improve. To grow. But over time, something shifts. And that shift is so subtle you don't notice it happening until you're deep inside it, trapped in a cycle you don't see, but the market sees perfectly. Most traders don't trade because they want to make money. They trade because they've become addicted to the emotional spikes, the highs, the lows, the dopamine, the tension. They're addicted to the feeling of possibility. Addicted to the feeling that something might happen. Addicted to escape. Addicted to distraction. Addicted to the relief that comes after pressing the button. I remember the moment I realized I was addicted. It wasn't after a win. It wasn't after a loss. It was during a quiet moment, the kind of silence that terrifies traders more than any volatility ever could. The chart was dull. No movement. No setups. Nothing worth touching. Any rational trader would have stepped away. But I didn't. I sat there staring, waiting for something, anything, to justify taking a trade. And the longer I waited, the more tense I felt, until that tension became unbearable. So I took a position I shouldn't have. A position I knew was meaningless. A position that made no logical sense. But it gave me something to focus on. Something to chase. Something to feel. And that's when it hit me like a brick to the chest. I wasn't trading the market. I was trading my emotions. That's when the addiction reveals itself. Not when you win. Not when you lose. But when you can't stand the silence between the trades. Only then do you realize that you're not addicted to trading. You're addicted to escaping yourself. I once knew a trader named Ellis. He was the kind of person people assumed had everything together. Sharp. Polished. Calm. But behind closed doors, he was falling apart. He traded constantly, not because he had an edge, but because he couldn't face the emptiness in his life outside the charts. Trading was the only thing that made him feel alive. The only place where he felt in control. The only space where his mind quieted down. He didn't need a chart. He needed a distraction. He needed something to drown out the thoughts he wouldn't deal with. And the market became his anesthetic. But the market is a cruel medicine. It numbs you at first, but eventually it forces you to confront the pain you were trying to avoid, multiplied by 10. He'd win and feel a high that no drug could replicate. He'd lose and feel a crash that made everything in his life seem worse. His identity became tied to the outcome of every trade, and his self-worth rose and fell like the candles on his screen. I watched him unravel. Not because he didn't understand trading. Not because he lacked skill. But because he was addicted to the emotions trading created, emotions he didn't know how to handle. And that's the darkness of trading most people never talk about. You don't become addicted to profit. You become addicted to feeling something. The uncertainty. The suspense. The thrill. The fear. The rush of pressing the button. The relief when the trade closes. The tension when it's running. The obsession with outcomes. The constant need for movement. It's not about money. It's about emotion. Every trade becomes a hit of intensity, a hit of possibility, a hit of escape. And the market knows exactly how to pull you deeper. Because the deeper you go, the more predictable you become. And predictable traders are easy to destroy. But there's a darker layer. A layer most traders never reach because the truth is too painful to acknowledge. Trading becomes an addiction because it gives you something life doesn't give you consistently. A sense of identity. When the world feels uncertain, the chart feels like a place where you could be someone who's in control. When life feels chaotic, trading feels like a puzzle you can solve. When you feel powerless, the market feels like a place where you can take action. When you feel invisible, winning makes you feel seen, even if no one else knows. But the market is a terrible place to build your identity. Because it will tear it apart the moment you attach yourself to it. Your self-worth cannot survive the volatility of your results. Your confidence cannot survive the randomness of price. Your identity cannot survive the emotional storms the market generates. And yet, most traders try. They cling to the next trade, hoping it will fix something broken inside them. It never does. When I finally broke my own addiction, it wasn't because of discipline. It wasn't because of rules. It wasn't because I forced myself to stop overtrading. It was because I finally understood the truth. I wasn't addicted to trading. I was addicted to avoiding myself. Once I faced that truth, everything shifted. Trading became quieter, calmer, slower. More deliberate. I didn't chase. I didn't force. I didn't need constant engagement with the chart. I could walk away. I could sit in silence. I could wait. Because I wasn't using the market to soothe emotional discomfort anymore. Most traders never reach that point. Most traders burn out long before they realize what's happening. Most traders spend years thinking they have a trading problem, when they really have an emotional one. And that brings me to what I want you to do right now. Something simple, but honest. Something that will tell you whether you're trading for clarity, or trading to escape. Comment below with, "I've traded to feel something." Say it. Admit it. Because once you acknowledge the addiction, you can finally break it. If this helped you, like the video and subscribe for more old trading secrets.